Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cancer freaking season. Before we even start, just let me know that y'all are hearing me, that y'all are hearing me correctly. Let's do the mic check 1 2 1 2. But welcome everyone to another episode on the Success with the Stars podcast. My name is Sherise, and I am forever your host. So y'all know that we bring you very insightful and entertaining spiritual astrological videos. And today we are back with our monthly forecast with the one and only Jenevieve. Y'all know she is our resident astrologer. Always here serving up really, really good insights. I also recommend that every month that you guys, towards the end of the month, like right now, to go back and look at last month's video and look and comment what happened for you. Did you see the themes that happened? Did you see some of the things that was revealed to you? Because it's a great way of keeping track of what's happening and how the transits are affecting you. So welcome to Cancer season, everyone. Drop your Cancer placement or house in the chat. And I'm going to bring up the one and only Genevieve, y'all. Join me in a little applause.
Hey everyone! Hey Sherise! Always. Thank you for allowing me to be on the podcast. Success with the Stars. Always. Hey everybody!
Hello. Okay, so drop your Cancer placement and drop your Cancer house in the chat, everyone. Hey y'all, love to see. So thank you for everyone who is joining us. Warm welcome to everyone who's joining us, who's been with us from the very, very, very beginning. And shout out to everyone who's joining us for the first time. So I actually have some news for y'all. Even Umi doesn't know this. So today, well, not today, it was actually last week, Saturday was the 1 year anniversary of Success with the Stars. So 1 year ago, wait, am I frozen? Okay, we're good. Okay, you looked frozen because you were just there. I was like, am I frozen or are you frozen? So last Saturday, I think it was like July 15th, was the official 1 year anniversary of Success with the Stars. So last year, July 15th, me and Umi started on Instagram. We started like a 4-week series where I interviewed her. It was the first time for me interviewing like an astrologer. Was her first time as well, just like giving all the juice, being on live, being interviewed on live like that as well. And I encourage everyone listening to this to go check out our very first video that we did together. It's on the channel. It's called Why Your Birth Chart is Key to Your Life. It's on the channel, and it's crazy because y'all are going to see the evolution and the difference as well between us then and now. So it's really, really cool. So I just wanted to say happy birthday to Success with the Stars. She's a Gemini. She's a Gemini with some Aries placements, but I can't believe it's been a year. Honestly, it's crazy. It doesn't feel like it, but it just goes to show, like, literally just start some shit because you don't know where it's going to end up. So thank y'all. Just a little cheers.
Congratulations!
Congratulations to us because we started this just at some lives. Then we launched a masterclass that was really good, the Master Your Energy masterclass, and then we started doing forecasts. So honestly, it's really great to see where we've ended up. So that's what I wanted to start with. Thank y'all, Cancer House. Drop your Cancer House in your placement. Hey everyone. Hey Kathy. Thank y'all so much. Yes, my baby is a Gemini. That's why we be up here cackling and kickling and bringing on so much different people on here. All right, so let's get into a little bit the forecast. Let me just make sure I have my notes on my phone. But I know that we are ending. Well, actually, let's start with some of the transits today. Do you know the transits today, like the degrees? While you pull that up, I'm going to look at what we have in the chat. Yes, happy birthday. Hey, Nikia. Thank you. My Cancer placement is Cancer 4th house.
My Cancer placement is 12th house. Right, so I'm looking at the transits. So you have Sun in Cancer, 6 degrees. Moon in Pisces, 20 degrees. Mercury in Cancer, 21 degrees. Venus in Cancer, 12 degrees. Now, let's just even look at the Sun. The Sun is at 6 degrees. So that means the Sun is in a Virgo undertone. Definitely mutable, right? Virgo undertone. So today, since the Cancer energy in the household, how have you felt more Virgo themes, 6th house themes, technical difficulties, organizing, rearranging, maybe even a basis of self-consciousness or an energy with Virgo where you want to be more conscious of. I'll even use myself as an example. I got this little dress and I put on the dress. So I'm like, today I want to put on a little dress. I want to look very nice. So where everybody can felt that way for this whole day, like I want to really get into my body positivity, a closer sense of self-awareness, a physical sense of self-awareness. And whereas since we are in a Cancer energy, everyone's doing like home improvements, everyone's like rearranging the household in some capacity where they want to make it more of a home or what is home. So where today has been some clerical work, some tedious work, some studious work as well. So 6 degrees. Now the moon is at 20 degrees currently right now. Now check on your end, but this is like a universal time. So 20 degrees. 20 degrees is a Scorpio degree. And it's in Piscean. Still can relate that basis, even while to center it myself, that theme of Piscean, exposing, being transparent, and I'm a Scorpio. But also Scorpio degree is a little intense. So in the last, I'm gonna look at the minutes, we'll say 20 minutes, where you felt a little intense, where your frustrations could have took you to another place, where you are also working on shared resources, a shared project, and how the energy of relatability matters. I could even see this happen in real time between me and you. So that's the basis of relatability. And where that happened in the last 20 minutes or so, where you felt Scorpio-like, platonic. And also since it's Piscean, where something could have blindsided you, like, oh shoot, I didn't know this was happening. I don't know why this is happening. And it could have made you feel platonic within that energy in the last 20 minutes. Mercury is at 21 degrees. Great day, great time that we're doing this. Since Mercury is at 21 degrees, a Sagittarius degree. So we're in the energy today of seeking information. It's a double mutable. So today could be a little clumsy just throughout the day because the sun is in a mutable degree. Mercury is in a mutable degree. But this is a period where we're seeking information, higher learning. So what a great time to start this. And we're coming back with something Cancer energy. We've something that's already have a history. We have a history in why you even felt like you made history today. So just that overall theme as well. And why today will be historical public figures and where we are hearing about some historical figures within the news. And today is also the president, in the States is the presidential candidate convention is today. So why today we're about to talk about all the history that's happening, especially if you're within the States, of where we now want the future to go when it comes to laws, government. So today is a historical energy.
I love that. I love that. I think it's perfect. We did make some history today. Anything about money? Because I feel like money's been dropping a little bit around me. Not to put, too much business out there, but got some money. Some people around me got some money. What's going on with the energies? Because I'm like, let me look at the planets. What's going on?
Now Mars is in a resource sign. Taurus. So we are looking at the money markets. There's even fights, power struggles within money, receiving money, especially if you're a fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Why Mars is on you in this department. What I got, what I own, what I can own, how I need to find more direction, control here. And that's been playing out even more so since Taurus season. So I, for the collective and personally for the fixed signs, late April, May, you had to really get the resource department, your accounts, your savings to now. But since it's in Mars, it's where we're battling, going back and forth when it comes to resources. Maybe there's a few people that's now waiting for some sort of negotiations. Maybe they want to really get a bigger budget. Maybe they want to advocate for more money in some areas. So you got to go to some courts. You got to go to get some litigation going on. But that's where you're at right now.
It's so fucking crazy because that's exactly what it was. It was like some money owed. And it's been a while and it finally came through. That's fucking crazy. Literally back and forth. Someone said yes, I just got a random big check last week. Very, 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 very interesting. It was exactly that. You really called it. Okay, so also you said like Piscean could have blindsided you. I totally didn't tell you we were going to do we were going to start with the transits of the day. I saw your face like, shit, let me pull this up. I'm sorry, my bad. My bad, but you killed it like always.
I'm a Jupiter in Virgo, so I'm like, oh shoot, now time to shine, that I can do it underneath pressure. It went out again.
Oh shit, okay, thank you. I was just saying, like, just so y'all know, she just did that off the rip. It wasn't planned. I totally blindsided her. So someone said, yes, it was money owed from 2020 IRS. Like, you're so fucking on it. I agree. So, okay, let's get into the month. So we're starting July. Let's get into July a little bit. We're starting the month off with some retrogrades. So we have Saturn going retrograde, like not to like this week, right? The 29th. And then we have Neptune going retrograde July 2nd. So we're starting the energies off this month with some retrograde. We also had Pluto going retrograde earlier. So with all the outer planets being retrograde, can you tell us what that means for the collective? Like what stories being told here? What are we being called to revise, return, release? In this sense, with all of these planets going retrograde, especially in summertime too.
Definitely. So I'm going to explain a retrograde in general. So a retrograde is when a planet becomes still and then now it moves backwards. That's the viewpoint from the sky. You're looking at a telescope. And now it makes the energy more introverted, even suppressed for a moment. Now Saturn will retrograde at 19 degrees. So those close within 19 degrees. 19 degrees, like going forward, 5 close within 19 degrees. So 5 degrees. So a 5-degree orb is one of the closest orbs. So 5 degrees going forward and 5 degrees going behind. So within 14 degrees and 24 degrees. Within those spaces there, this can aspect you. And the closer you are to 19 degrees, the more you'll be connected to this, sensitive to this, especially if you have mutable energy, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, within 19 degrees. Now, big thing with astrology is that everything is a cycle. What goes around comes around. Nothing is new underneath the sun. So Saturn retrograded before, and it was last year during the same time, June 17th. And why for the mutables, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius? Because this is most personal to you. Where you felt like you went through a slowdown period last year, June, till November. Because you'll feel the same thing again, another 6-month slowdown period, reassessing period, reflection period. Things aren't so much on go. Now, also last year, during this time, we had a lot of like water crises because it was the same thing with Neptune. It went retrograde the same thing last year, June 30th. So same time. And we had the missing Titanic submarine. We had the migrants, like 78 of them died, and it was like off the Greek coast. We had the 37 migrants missing in Italy. And right now, Texas and New Mexico is going through like this war for the Rio Grande River, because right now we're having a water crisis. So that becomes a focus again with these transits. And same thing that happened last year, reflecting again. Nothing is new. Once you realize the game is just a pattern, like you just got to remember to roll the dice the right way, remember to roll the play, watch everybody's play, you'll realize that it's a memory thing. That's why they say the person who usually wins the lottery is someone that uses the same number over and over and over. Now, this is also with Neptunian energy going retrograde, same time last year. Last year, there was the big, and Neptune energy rules like our public health, government funding. It's a crisis energy around like the physical and mental well-being. So right now, there's an influx of different type of supplements, things like Ozempic, same thing last year. There's also spaces where right now, this could be an energy where people feel like they want to go to foreign countries, foreign lands to get a quick fix. So that's going to be a thing. So a lot of people this summer are going to go to, I'm wondering people too, that's going to go to like another country and go fix some things. Ozempic and that basis there, and as well, and just other themes of different types of herbal to pharmaceutical medicines that just hit the market. More is about to hit the market this summer, right now. They said that the Ozempic founder, he just took in another like funding to make more of it. And then you're going to find so many generic ones and so many things that generic everything.
Absolutely.
Now, this is
No, I was just saying, yeah, I saw that as well. And even this morning, I saw our Near Leisure posted that a lot of surgeons are actually happy with the Ozempic craze, because when people lose weight really quickly, they have an excess of skin. So then they go directly to the surgeon to like nip tuck that. So it's like working hand in hand at this point.
Great correlation. I was even thinking about like when you go get these types of surgeries, right? They tell you need to lose weight. They're like, yo, you're not going to get the body you want if you don't lose weight. So this right now is like a shortcut. It's like connecting, and the same thing, and just putting on what you were saying. So in 2012, 11-12, Neptune just moved into Pisces. And that was the thing that was going on, the opioid crisis, and how people were now getting like, painkillers, Oxycontin, all these types of themes, and how it's still correlated with how doctors and hospitals were still making money. They had to sue even some of these physicians, doctors, and these corporations because of how crazy the opioid crisis is. Now, that was when it just started. Now we're leaving the energy of Neptune and Pisces. So we now have to come full circle to now where we're going to see the same thing that started around 2011-12, where now we're looking at the physicians or the distributors and the medicine that they're giving to society, and how it's now still another crisis, another big no-no. And you already see it with how people are just feeling about altering bodies, cutting through, making shortcuts in general. Because there was a point in the middle of this transit where it was the thing to do, where everyone's like, wow, yes. Now we're at the tip. So where that needs radical change.
Absolutely. I think it's really important, and not to put personal views on anything, but I definitely believe like our bodies are not trends. And when you try to follow your trend with a body, I feel like that's dangerous, because beauty standards and trends will always change. So yeah. And Ozempic, you said something that you said was that they are going to make like alternatives, not alternatives, just like cheaper versions. And when that hits, that's going to be even more like accessible for everyone. And I remember just a few months ago when it was the Ozempic, it was crazy because people actually needed it for diabetes and stuff. They had to be on the wait list because there was no product because people were taking it for weight loss, right? So there's that nuance there as well, where it's like we're taking things that people actually need, but for like superficial reasons, and they could be like, not dying, but like have physical problems because of it. So I definitely can see the correlation to Neptune really ending. When is Neptune moving into Aries again? It's 2025.
March 2025. So many changes. Right. It even makes me like, even to add on to what you're saying, like, I know this probably existed before, but even the like pink cocaine, they're gonna do we're gonna have generic, we're gonna be doing generic weed, generic mushroom, all types of stuff. They're gonna be like, hey, just in case you don't want to get it that way, we have it here packaged for you in this way. So everything that is such a hyper focus when it comes to quick fix will get a supplement. And that's what happened with the opioid crisis. They started making generic, cutting them up a certain way. And then this is what started to make it beyond what it was.
Yeah, it was mad accessible at a certain point. Okay, so let's talk. We had a very interesting comment here from Desiree. She said Saturn in Pisces going retrograde is bringing early season tropical storms in the Caribbean. Developed storms don't usually start this early in hurricane season. And I think that was a good point because when Saturn went retrograde last year as well, we had some of the hurricanes and stuff that was happening as well, and water crisis. I think that's when even like we had the people on the boat, right? And yeah.
Water crisis and throughout the year too. Bridges near water, drowning, just where the like cruise ships, those areas are just very sensitive. But it's not to scare people, because this is the same energy where everyone's like, I need to take a cruise. I want to go near water. I want to be by that kind of energy. So it's just knowing that what you're working with. Just knowing what you're working with is important. Because I actually want to take a water trip. So I'm not going to, and my mom is taking a water trip. So I can't be like, I don't think you should. It's just more of know what you're working with. And when retrogrades happen, stay clear, because everyone's freaking out. So stay clear of those types of those spaces during this period. Watching your P's and Q's is just important. Knowing, once you know, you do better.
So I wanted to look at July a little bit. So this is the month of July as we know it. Some of the transits that we pulled. And one that really came to my eye was this Uranus conjunct Mars conjunct Uranus at 26 degrees in Taurus. And that is happening, I believe, around the 15th. So the 15th of July, that's actually happening. And that's a transit that I wanted to keep an eye out. What can you, please translate that for us? Because that sounds a little bit erratic. Plus, it's happening in Taurus. And I just feel like we had a lot of planets go through Taurus. We had a lot of Uranus conjunctions over the past 2 months, a lot of shakeups when it comes to money and resources, like I would say collective resources. So can you translate that? Can you kind of translate that transit for us, as well as talk to us about the degree that is happening on? I know you really like to dive deeper into the degrees.
So Mars conjunct Uranus at 26 in Taurus. Now everything is about, it's a cycle. Nothing is new underneath the sun. So this happened before. Same sign as well. August 1st of 2022. It was an 18 degrees, so a Virgo degree. So around this time, it had a Virgo undertone, where resources need to be allocated, where resources were scarce. It was a time of debt forgiveness around this time of 2022, a time of looking at unclassified or incriminating documents for a lot of these political spaces. It was sanctions. And it was also a time in 2022 where they were really talking about minimum wage, a Virgo theme, like the everyday worker, the everyday consumer, that basis there. Now that it's in a Taurus degree, changes the game. Because with the Taurus degree, now it becomes an energy of resources, funding, more the themes of debt forgiveness, spaces where we're looking to see where funding is hoarded, who controls the markets, the fall and rise of food industries. So right now, we are in a space where a lot of, I think I saw it today, where McDonald's is relocating from like hopefully this is not just whatever, but it was relocating from California because there's just so much inflation and just excessiveness over there where people can't afford their life, people can't afford like living circumstances. So they're like really shifting. And also just the basis of fast food in general, food markets in general. There's going to be a focus here. So a fall and rise in that. And maybe a new form of, now when I say a new form, Uranus and Taurus, 2018, I think of the Impossible Burger. And then in 2022, I think of the themes of like a few more lab grown, lab built food. This is another transit that can open up another launch of that, or how we have access to food. Another energy for farming, farmers, those who, and that's a big thing for fixed signs, cooking their food, being in control of how their food grows, how they consume their food. This is going to be a transit for that as well. Now, this is also a violent transit because Taurus is violent, just as much as violent as Scorpio. I find that Tauruses are way more ruthless than Scorpio. Because Scorpio already is a sign that has to build empathy in others. Taurus is mine. So this is an energy where you have to be conscious of power struggles. Remember, we already spoke about how it's getting my payback, getting what was owed to me. So why this transit opens that up as well is important. Now, I also want to talk about the new launches of like gadget products. Those are gonna be some things that are launching with this as well. Taurus transits do open that up. New things to buy. If you even speak to a Taurus or a fixed sign, they're really big in material possessions. So this is another form of that as well. Where and that could be the question. Or you're launching new things. You're raising the prices on things. How can we afford this? So those conversations. Right now, I think the political convention will probably talk about, mostly should start off with talking about money, what they're going to give, what they can give, because that's where Mars is. That's where people are pissed off at.
Very insightful. So let's get a little bit more into Cancer season. So I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But ever since like the shift into Cancer season, I've been feeling it. So I feel like when it was Gemini season, I know we talked about that. We were out here making promises. We were out, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, count me in. But ever since like it was Cancer season, ever since like the 22nd, I just feel like I've been slowing down. I feel like I could breathe, I could slow down. I started like focusing on myself, focusing on my body, focusing on my walks. I'm literally redecorating and adding more things in my house. So I'm very like, this is super fourth house Cancer for me, but I'm just like looking around and I'm like, I want to make things nicer. Like I've been here a while. Let me make things nicer, right? So let's talk a little bit more about Cancer season. I know the last time we talked about using like a 90-degree plan, like using a 3-month plan when we're planning sometimes with our charts and with the transits. So like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and now we're in Cancer. It's another cardinal month, and we could start another 90-day plan. So talk to me about Cancer season and how you see it in the bigger grand scheme of thing, and how we should use it to like make our plans, or at least going forward for the next summer month.
Few things. I'm always gonna have my notes together. So a few things with the Cancer season. It's going to be important to cardinals. This is your season, cardinals. This is within your modality. So big changes, new beginnings for Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Now this season is in direct correlation to 90 days ago, Aries season. So Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries, why during late March, April, the changes, the direction you want to go into connects to this period. Because your next 90 days will connect to this season as well, next cycle, and that will be Libra season, late September, October. Some of you can even be making plans right now, especially as a cardinal, for late September, October. Now, this season has a magnitude of the same way the eclipse felt in Aries season, because we have 2 full moons. And the second one is at 29 degrees. So that's going to be monumental time, huge history making. I try to push this to content creators. Post, drop some ill stuff, because you're going to have content to do so. And even like in the States, July 15th is when they have the Republican convention. And the reason why this is going to be personal, because you're going to see certain celebrities there, certain people there that you're like, what? That you may feel are going against the culture. Because that's what Cancer and Capricorn is about, where I come from and where I'm going. Any Cancer and Capricorn that you know will feel like their family history, their past is always at the tail end, that no matter how much they try to go forward, they always got to go do some ancestry, lineage work in some way, or just go back home. So there's going to be some basis there with culture, background, that during this Republican convention, you're going to find that it's a zoo. And that's also another theme right now for this season. Everyone's doing some sort of home improvement. Everyone's centering the home front. The last few weeks, everyone was like a little busybody, trying to be social, be outside. But right now, this week that's just passed, it's time to settle in the home and see how the home front becomes a focus, and also your emotional well-being. So there's a magnitude. And for Cardinals, it's centering you so much because each season of Cardinal, there's a huge shift. So Capricorn this year, why it was so huge for you guys, Pluto was leaving your sign. So January, huge. Aries, the eclipse, the stellium in Aries. Cancer, 2 full moons. It seems like where everyone's going to rest is during Libra season. Everyone's finally going to be like, whew, when it comes to the Cardinals.
Hope so.
So everybody.
No, yeah, I hope so. So this month, you already brought it up a little bit. For those of y'all who can see on the screen, we have a full moon in Capricorn, 29 degrees of blue moon. So we have a blue moon month. Oh, I think I'm echoing. We have a blue moon for this month. For those of you who do not know what we consider a blue moon, that's like when we have 2 full moons in the same sign. That's what it happens. So we had a full moon in Capricorn at 1 degree, like last week or something like that. And now we're having this one at the 29 degree. And this one's going to be conjunct Pluto. Any particular, what is the significance of that? Like having those 2 moons. I think I put up the degrees here of that day, because that is a really huge day. I'm actually going to show the screen again. So it's happening on July 21st. And I want y'all to look at July 21st. We have Mercury in Leo square Uranus in Taurus, Sun in Cancer trine Neptune, Mars in Gemini trine Pluto, and a full moon. So there's just a lot of aspects happening that day. Oops. I think I'm good. Okay. There's a lot of aspects happening that day. So I brought it up on screen. I'm just going to make sure that we're able to see it. Can you talk to us about the significance, first, of the blue moon, and second, of the 21st, and just the aspects to that day, which is crazy?
Monumental energy for all nations, all governments, all over the world right now. Everyone's going into some sort of protest. Everyone's in a space of protecting their turf. We have things going on over here in the States, but we also have things going on in the Middle East. We also have things going on in Kenya. We have things going on in Africa, all over. And since we've been in this Capricorn transit, the Saturnian energy from 2017 to now, it's just been, who are our leaders? Who is instructing us? Who are we as people? And how do we keep a sense of safety, sense of foundation within these spaces, these nations? So it's people versus higher ups. that basis there. A lot is starting during this period. That's why I feel like higher ups, they're definitely connected to astrology, because literally around this time, this basis there, we're having the political convention in the States though starts. They literally did it on the day, July 15th, of a retrograde, literally. And then moved forward. Then throughout the next few weeks, transit for transit. So on high political times, I can only imagine what's about to now pick up between the Palestinian and Israeli. Only about to imagine now, since we're in that kind of energy where it's the Capricorn, because Capricorn energy. And not to say that Capricorns are capitalists, but it will rule that. Higher ups, Cancer, the culture, my turf, the history here. This is also happening in your own life. And check to see where Capricorn and Cancer is in your chart, where I'm going and where I come from, who I truly am, or who I've embodied, like who I am in my home, who I am in my personal space, and who I am also in the bigger world, the real world. How do I keep my integrity, keep my truth, while still making sense of this machine of a world?
That's very interesting. Where is this happening for you in your chart?
My 12th and 6th house.
So how are you seeing that for yourself?
Learning to keep my roots, but also knowing I have a responsibility, especially since I've taken on that responsibility. I want this responsibility because my nodes are also in Capricorn and Cancer. I will always keep it true, all the time. What I share with the collective is something that I love and I like to study, and also I feel like has been gifted to me because I was someone that was troubled with learning, like, what am I good at? What is my path? Like, it would really drive me insane, North Node and Capricorn, the fact that I didn't know what I was good at, what my career was. So I feel like because this is something that has come from my past life, I've been bestowed a gift to share with people. And it could also be just that I like to really study stuff like crazy. I'm obsessive. And that's the gift. But who I really am is who I really am. And that's just something I've been trying to work on, trying to share a gift, share something that I see help people, but also stay trill as hell, who I am, authentic, YOLO, and just who I've always been. And that's just been important for me. And I'm just trying to figure it out.
We're gonna have a conversation about that definitely on the platform. Just about sometimes the pressure that is put on healers sometimes, or like people who share their gifts to help others to like be a certain way. So I'm gonna be excited for that because I feel like definitely a lot of people could relate. Um, Mine is happening. I feel like I'm glitching. Let me know. Mine is happening in 4th and 10th. What could you possibly see for me? My MC's there as well.
10th, big one, because it's in the base of a home house. So just the theme of where my future is. What we even have to go into the past and rebuild again. Like there's themes that, like even with today, right? Where you're like, yo, I've been doing this for a year now. Where you now are about to reflect on that, the history, the past, those days, and now how that now propels your future. This is also an important time for your household. And while you're about to come into the journey of getting your first big girl place, your first big girl thing, a big girl project, but where it impacts your home. You're on your way to that, something huge in that way, something huge when it comes into ownership. This is also not just yours, but your family, mom, dad, but there's some basis with even your extended family where they're even like, it's time for us to come into ownership, what I own, what I have. So this is huge. This is huge. And this is just you're making history in many things within this month. And you're even showing yourself your sense of ambition. But it's definitely going to reflect on how far you've come, how long it's been. So there's a big theme with this season where time is important for you. Wow, time.
I appreciate you saying that because I feel like I really got the calling this month to slow down, like I said. And I usually, Aries rising, I don't like to slow down. I was just always like, cardinal, always fucking going, doing something, right? And for the first time this month, I was like, stop everything as much as possible. Obviously kept this and a couple other things, but just like slow down, stop. And maybe from what you're saying that there's going to be some things coming where I'm going to need to put a lot of focus and attention that's going to be pivotal for my future. So we'll definitely see it. There are themes around owning land and house, so you're very right with that, and with family. So again, you're very right with that. I'm sorry if I'm glitching, y'all. I can't help my Wi-Fi right now, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna see what that means for me. I'll update y'all next month. When it happens, I'll update y'all next month. So yeah. Let's get into so before we move on, lots of trines and sweet aspects this month. I'm gonna just put this back really quickly. I noticed towards the end of the month we have a lot of aspects there. So we have a lot of trines. Like even in the beginning of the month, we have Mercury trine Neptune, Venus trine in Cancer trine Saturn. We have a lot of trines this month. Yes, we have some oppositions to Pluto. When we enter Leo, everything's going to oppose Pluto. But what do you feel for this month? Like, is it a sweeter energy? Like, is it a sweet Cancer season? Or is it like a salty Cancer season? Can you give us like an energetic type of vibe?
So all water seasons open up reflection, introverted energy. If you're not afraid of introverted energy, then you're in your vibe. This is energy of relaxation, but also being vulnerable. Now, the only thing that makes it tricky, a little salty, is that it's aspecting generational planets, Saturn, Neptune. So it can get you in the fields, especially since we're going to come into a political climate. So if you're someone that like gets triggered easily, especially around that mid-July, stay off social media. You're about to get triggered. By the end of this month, you're going to feel like especially things that could go against your sense of culture, your sense of safety, your sense of foundation, or just what you feel like, I just know my traditions. But naturally with Cancer season, Scorpio season, Pisces season, you become introverted. So that's that basis there. Later in the month, as we come into fire, now it changes. So now we're in the game. Now it's time the basis of fight for your right. But right now, it's like a buildup of emotion.
All right, so let's get into the full sign forecast for everyone. Everyone, drop your rising sign down below. We're about to go into the full sign forecast for all signs. We're going to be starting with Aries rising. So just give us a second. We're going to pull up everything. Give us a tiny moment. And we are back. So, before we move on, I'm actually noticing that we didn't talk about the last transit of the month with Chiron going retrograde. So hold on, let's see that really quickly. Yes, we have Chiron going retrograde. Yeah, we didn't talk about Leo season. Sorry, y'all. We're gonna get into everything. But yes, once we enter Leo season, we have Chiron going retrograde, and we have some aspects to it as well. So talk to us a little bit about Chiron going retrograde and what it means for us, especially for the signs that it's going to affect, and it's going to retrograde closer to the nodes as well. So let us know what how you would translate that.
Now, this one's been a little personal for me because this one is centering keeping your inner child, keeping your inner youth. And it's really aspecting those who are having that Chiron return and those who are coming into their late 40s, early 50s. And how these are the new grandparents, baby, or these are the parents, these are the our older generation who are realizing I'm not aging the way my grandmother, my mother aged. So we're seeing turning 50 a whole nother way. And that's when you start to have your Chiron return around the age of 50. Late 40s to 50. And this is showing that the 70s babies, and also including those who have Pluto and Libra, keeping their inner child, staying in spaces where they don't have to feel age. Because Chiron is your Chiron is your Achilles, and it's a childhood wound. And Aries is the baby of the chart, the youngest. And this is an energy that's just opening up how we're aging differently. Now, there's another part that's like making me kind of emotional in ways, and also how I've been reflecting on it, right? So if the older generation are keeping their youth, what is happening to the younger generation, right? Are they getting older? Is something going on where they have to where it has to swap? And I'm seeing with this transit, young people dying, young people losing their lives. And how this is affecting it, just even in the earlier parts of this transit since 2018, how there's just been reoccurrence of young passings. And this is also a transit that is an attack, because Chiron and Aries, both energies, can be considered malefic on the brain, head injuries, heart and blood infections, and fatal accidents. But there is an energy here where it's affecting the youth, and then another energy where it's also showing that as you age, you don't have to lose yourself. And it's really sensitive to the Pluto and Libra generation, Gen X, and just their area. And this retrograde will just open that basis there. So as we come into later parts of this month, where that starts to become more of a conversation, any content creators out there, maybe you should open up this conversation when it comes to how this is the new grandparents. This is the energy of older women having Chiron and Aries, older women having children, where age is not always a factor.
Thank you for that. I'm going to pull up on the screen right now this is the date of this is Friday, July 5th. So this is the Cancer new moon. So this is going to be what's being shown for the screen, so you guys can follow along with the house. Okay, so Omi, you can take it away for Aries.
Aries energy. Aries, the sun is in your 4th house. There's a strong need for security at the moment. You're feeling as things are a little bit wishy-washy, and it's making you impatient and even a little emotionally frustrated. You're taking initiative this month to help you stabilize things more in the long term. You had 90 days since your birthday month to figure out what's the most important to you. The season is always a slow down period, so it asks you to revisit the past and could look at things that could have been overlooked. Because your base is go, 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 can't stop. But there could be things that you have to double back on, and you might always have to do that during the season. So you're like, oh, I could have brushed that up, or maybe I could have a different outlook on the decisions I made at that moment. Now you're also realizing where you must stand alone, defend yourself, and accept yourself as an individual. It's going to be an emotional month because it could be a hermit month, and just with all water seasons. Got to sit with myself, reflect on myself. Just with water signs, these people always want to be by themselves, reflect on things. So this becomes the collective consciousness. Now try to stay afloat until you get to more of a fiery season, Leo season. Late July, when Chiron goes retrograde, you'll find a sense of relief because you've been picking at yourself all year since Chiron has been aspecting the nodes since last year into this year, North Node in Aries. And where you can even look back, Aries, since 2018-19, when Chiron just moved into Aries, where that was when you started to really reflect on who you are and the picking at yourself started. Why you had to reflect on that even in 2022, and Jupiter in Aries, some more. But you've been picking at yourself. So there's more of a sense of relief as we come into this Leo season. And that's Aries. Taurus. Taurus, the sun is transiting your third house. Taurus, your communication styles and way of thinking become a focus. You're also thinking about some short distance travel, but movement is near you. And it's like nearby. So maybe a road trip, a short plane ride. Maybe someone that's like not too far away comes to visit you. And that could be some relatives, close friends, when the energy of Cancer. So it could be something that's familiar. It's usually something that's familiar. Now, some of you might have a sibling or a child that you are worried about, and you may not feel like you have the right words to confront this situation. And as a Taurus, like as a fixed energy, in all fixed signs, you can feel like maybe your best thing to always like give things like, okay, do you want me to buy you something? Do you want me to give you something? What do you need materially for me to help you? And that may not be the solution this time. You may actually need to get to the nitty gritty of what is causing this unstable situation for this sibling, for this child within these spaces here, this partner, this loved one. But it will ask you to operate in the third house settings. So where, how have I been thinking? How have I been processing becomes a focus. Now you could also start like a short, it's something you want to get serious in, so like a regimen, a project, maybe some sort of streams of income. It's something that's helping you towards the future, but it's like a short-term project since it's a mutable house. It's something you're going to also have to reflect on if you still want to do around Leo season. So just within the next month. And also again in Scorpio season, which are always your financial seasons. You could have got a little insecure around your birthday. So late April, May, when it came to resources. And it's going to propel you into, I need something to expand my horizons, find a way out. And you're just going to reflect on that. But also center who the sibling, family member, child can be that needs your word of wisdom at this moment. Gemini season. Gemini sign, Gemini rising, Cancer season. Apologies. I swear, anytime I come into a mutable energy, a mutable sign, it happens. It's like it doesn't fail. Sometimes I'm appreciative of that because that means I work with the vibes, but sometimes I'm like, damn. Right. So your sun is in your second house. The sun is in your second house. Money, self-worth, personal values. You're looking at your accounts, Gemini, trying to work on saving as much as you can. You have to save up for some stuff in the house. And this might need you to reassess even what you can like afford at the moment. Because when you're in the second house, you're looking at cash you have on hand, your debit cards, your credit cards, just a space where you're like, can I use this right now? And what can I use for now? Now, since this is a house that also aspects the eighth house, where this also, especially if you're partnered, partnered or you're dealing with shared resources, why that becomes important this season as well. You may feel like you need to be a little selfish. You can't really share the way you need to share. You don't have that much to extend because you have things to worry about when it comes to what you need to afford. Now, you're also realizing what you don't want to pay for. So back to that as well. And that can include people and spaces. You feel like your money doesn't need to go into this area anymore. And you might tell your closest people to you to find other support systems, that it just ain't it right now for you. So Gemini. Gemini's like, bruh, you find somebody else to do it. Cancer. Cancer. I have a sweet spot for you guys right now. Cancer, the sun is transiting your first house. Cancer, what an incredible 2 years. This birthday hits different in so many ways. How much you deserve to celebrate yourself this year is important. Taking care of everyone and extending yourself, even your emotional well-being, to accommodate others. I hear the song "The Sun is Shining." Sun is shining. So that's what I hear for you right now. And just that basis of needing to see how long it's been. And that's for all cardinals, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, how long it's been. How long have I been in this mindset, in this perspective, and why I need to change it. So this is all about changing your overall outlook, taking on a different initiative, and even centering where things are outdated. It's been too long. Now, just with the basis of time, you will reflect on time lost at this moment. You always do. And while you're in that, just know that that Capricorn energy, especially as we get towards the ending of this season, wants to pull you out. Personally, for Cancers, until we move out of this Neptune energy into Aries, it won't be till 2025 you really feel a big break. Right now, you've been having Pluto oppositions. You're about to have another one. And you've been having nodal squares, a Chiron square. It's been personal for you, Cancer. But this season, you got to celebrate yourself. You got to go hard for yourself. No one else will if you don't. Remember, you're the one that's always building the ambiance, housing people, nurturing. You got to. So happy birthday. You're making me emotional and shit right now. I got a soft spot for y'all. Leo, the sun is in your 12th house, self-reflection and introspection. Leo, you're automatically in a hidden house. Now, you have a tendency to hide out and become introverted during Cancer season. It's a period where you start to prepare for your birthday. You're coming into a new season, so start to do some reflection. And for some reason, you always get emotional during this time, and you share that with Capricorn. Capricorns can be like that as well. Like, as soon as their birthday are coming, they're like panicking, or they're going through like this period of like sadness. And you share those type of sentiments with them. And for all fire signs, water months become a little uncomfortable since it's energy that's not really in your element. You're like getting to go, like putting your feelings to the side. Why being a Debbie Downer? And this energy can be a Debbie Downer. Most water signs can be told that they can be operated as Debbie Downers. So whereas a fire energy, this can be a little underwhelming for you. Now, be careful during this time of telling yourself that you are undeserving and you deserve to be alone during the season. You tend to feel that way before your birthday. Crazy, right? You would think Leo is like, can't wait for their birthday to come. But many times they're like, oh, do I have to perform or can I celebrate myself? So that's just the basis that they may need to reflect on all the time during this season. Now, Mercury goes retrograde during your birthday season, so in August. So that means there's already uncertainty on how you will be celebrating your birthday season and why that month in August becomes a month of uncertainty, Mercury retrograde type themes. So it's likely to experience some change of plans in some way around that time. So just those themes there. And it's Leo, a big thing is always, do I need to have a crowd or can I just applaud myself? And your birthday is opening that up for you. And right now, you're just in that introspective period, clearing it out, getting past your moods. Virgo. Virgo. The sun is in your 11th house. Virgo, looks like you have to expand your multiple streams of income. You can't stay in one area depending on that to become your forever. So Virgo, you'll decide to go get a license or some type of degree or skill set that can be your fallback. You might even feel like you need to do some paperwork that can like get some paperwork. So right now Virgos can feel like they need to like go get like a job or go get a license, go get something that's a little bit more practical functioning in this world. So they can maybe get some paperwork. Maybe they need to really be conscious of W-2 right now, taxes, things like that, or how they can get like forms of credit, forms grants, things like that, where they can get funding. So they're like, let me just go get a job, or let me just go get some sort of structure in that way where I can attract this. And this could be an opportunity that can be given to you by a friend, a distant associate, that could help you feel like a little bit more stable in this world, since it could have been like you could have felt a little afloat since last year, with Saturn being in Pisces. Just those themes of even having to go part-time in a certain area. Realize that you need to go part-time in a certain area because it's not as constant as you want it to be. You also have a season of coming into like unconventional associations. It's like you're welcoming people you wouldn't really hang out with on the regular. You wouldn't really be associated with, and now you're building like a little crowd or a little community with them. So that becomes a focus this month as well. Opening up your standards, not being so rigid around your boundaries when it comes to these environments, especially since you're looking for, you're going part-time in one space and you're about to come into a new arena that's going to ask you to be a little bit more social. This is a social house. So you can find that I want more money and now I'm meeting new people because of this. And that's Virgo. Libra. Libra. Libra, the energy is transiting your 10th house. The sun is transiting your 10th house. Libra, the first half of the month, while the sun was in Gemini, you were a little bit more flexible. Now you had to be because it was as if you needed to stay optimistic and not let your overthinking get the best of you. And you had a good time, but it's now time to get serious. You start this season looking at the future and everything that you've created and been a part of. Now, you already need to step out of the imposter syndrome, and you've been working with that, really working on how you can have that one foot in, one foot out, and work more on your truest self. So, like Aries, your counterpart, you're working on that wishy-washy energy. Now, you had an anticipating opportunity to leave your home. You want to expand home or expand where you have your office, but you're looking at that in some capacity. Now, you've made some plans, especially this month. You're about to make some plans for your birthday. You're starting a little early. It's as if you're already projecting what your birthday season could look like during this season. And some of it can be because you have like some goals you want to really maximize and get towards, be done with by 2026. Now, also with cardinals, especially for Libra, I want to center this another, just like Cancer, another one I'm sensitive with. Friends who they associate themselves with has just been important. To be your truest self at this moment, Libra, you're going to need to look at the people that you've aligned with, the allies you've had, and do they really build your sense of character? Are they good for your reputation? You think about this month, this cardinal season. This one might be the personal ones. You could have went through Aries season and even Capricorn season in ways where it's more external. Now you're going to work with the energy that is in-house, more personal with you. It could be family members, close friends. But who really supports you? Who you really align with? Should they be on your team? Or thinking about this? Libra. Scorpio. All right. Scorpio. Sounds good? Can you hear me? All right. Scorpio, the sun is in your 9th house. Scorpio, need a mental, physical health checkup and a vacation. Yes. The person that everyone dumps on now needs someone they can finally dump on themselves. Ladies, ladies, this also could be a month where you're looking at your woman's health and you're real close. Sorry, my apologies. You're looking at your woman's health, and this has been a theme for you for the last 2 years. So since North Node has been in, since when North Node moved into Taurus, another fixed energy, and what aspects, Scorpio, you've been looking at your reproductive health themes. Sorry, I was just having someone talk to me in the background. Now with the men, this is the time where you're working on your indulgences, where you have a sweet tooth, where you're possessive. So for the men out there who have Scorpio placements, where are you hoarding? Because when you come into the 9th house, it's about expanding your horizons. It's about knowing you can do better, be better. So with the Scorpio placements, where you need to get some checkups, and also where we need to change the perspective, philosophies behind thinking, behind how we communicate with others. This is also a therapeutic house. 9th house is seeking gurus, guidance. And even personally for me, I've been praying, like praying and meditating on finding my teacher, my guru, the energy that I go to, and give that kind of vulnerability, especially mentally. Now you're doing some sort of long distance travel. Scorpios out there, you're doing some sort of basis where you want to go into like another country, those themes. And also, since it's Cancer, where you can have some long distance travel coming from loved ones, your hometown, visiting your hometown, especially if you live further out and now you're going back home to visit in some way. That comes into play also this month. Now, again, as a fixed energy, and with all the fixed signs, resources, finances can be a theme. So if you are in the mood of planning some trips right now, just know that when you come into Leo season, late July, late this month in August, where is that a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to your finance department? How you feel stable, how you feel supported department. But definitely sometimes for some mental health, physical health checkups. Sagittarius, sun is in the 8th house. Sagittarius, you're looking at your finances and joint finances. This month can feel like a loss, like losses in ways, because there's like a lot of things that you need to pay for. Now stay afloat, just like all fire signs. Stay afloat until we get to that next fire energy, Leo season. Now, this will also ask you to depend on your support system. See how you guys can pool money together and have each other's backs. You have some things happening on the home front that have to become more of a priority, and that could be eating at your funds, eating at the things that you can afford, or want to afford when it comes to like something luxurious, nice, something that you've, especially since Sagittarius this year, when Mercury, when the year started, Mercury went direct in Sagittarius, is retrograde, and then went direct. So a lot of mutables, and definitely Sag was like, I want to plan trips. I want to go to certain events. I want to be able to stimulate myself. But this can be a season where you have to get a little serious. But since it's in the 8th house, you might have some people you can fall back on. Now, it's going to ask you to be vulnerable. Ask for help. You know, you're a little fiery. So sometimes you can be in spaces where, just like with Aries, Leo, you're proud. But this is a season that may not actually be proud, since we're in the energy of finances, 8th house, where it could be themes of, I need help. And I'm in arenas where people could be like, hey, I'll give you a helping hand. You could lean on me. So that's an energy that opens up for you this month. You're in the same spaces as Gemini, looking at your accounts, what you can afford. Where Gemini is like, all mine. Sagittarius could be in spaces where like, okay, I'm willing to share. I'm willing to barter. I'm willing to do that one-on-one, especially since I can't do it all on my own right now. So Sagittarius. Capricorn. Sun is in your 7th. Capricorn, all forms of relationships become a focus for you. You are looking at each and every person around you that you surround yourself and assessing them and realizing the history you share with them. Now, this month can ask you to keep your poker face. Like, it's like you got to stay strong for everyone around you. And this can be in space where you feel like you need to have like a poker face with the like closest people to you, your own family. It's as if they see you break, they'll break. Now, it's been a little tough since being in these interactions, because it may feel like you want to open up. You need to open up. It's Cancer season, for goodness sake. So I should be able to cry. I should be able to tell you my insecurities, especially if you're the closest people to me. But you may not feel like you can do that, because with the sun being in your 7th house, that's still a Libra house. So you still got to put your best foot forward. Be on your P's and Q's. Keep on that game face. And why this month asks you to do that. Now, since this is the house of other people, someone close to you changes their outlook on life, and it affects you real closely. So while you're looking at back to the what I was saying in the beginning, all your partnerships and assessing them. You're also looking for a trainer or a coach to help you take more initiative this month. And you reunite with some people that you haven't spoken to in a while, but you have to view them in like a whole new way, because it is cardinal. There has been some changes. You're part of the cardinal family since 2022, another important year for you as well. All cardinals. And that builds up within the 2 years. But right now it's asking you to assess everyone around you, but keep on that game face. Aquarius. Sun is in your 6th. Aquarius, the sun is in your house of everyday living, tasks, and responsibilities. There's some new beginnings happening here, and you got to start from scratch in some way. You got to get back to that vision board, that calendar, and set some alarms. Maybe you've been letting the alarm go off a little bit too long, but you got to start setting those. Because right now it could be going against your sense of self-sufficiency. And it could be also jeopardizing, remember, you're a financial sign, your sense of stability, support, foundation. Now, you might have to even consider getting close to like a Mercurial next to you, like a Mercurial energy. Maybe you need to get that Gemini friend, that Virgo friend, that 6th house friend, and get close to them. Maybe could be of assistance for you right now to help you get yourself together. They can be a great helping hand in getting you back into the practical things in life. So if you have Aquarius placements, why that Mercurial association, Mercurial partnership, Mercurial person can be of great use right now. Now, you might also need to go into a minimalist mindset, at least till November. Because right now, Pluto is retrograding in your sign, and it won't go back into Aquarius full force until November, mid-November, until late November of this year. So since May, Aquariuses have been in themes of what can they afford, also where it can go from highs and lows, small chunks of money to big chunks of money, of stable periods to unstable period. So those themes there. Right now, Aquarius, we're looking at your everyday living, task, and responsibilities, and why that needs you to really get on your P's and Q's there. Why we've been overlooking the details, the little things that can impact your entire lifestyle. Aquarius. Pisces in the house. Pisces, the sun is in your fifth house. Now, this is a tricky energy, Pisces, because the sun likes the fifth house. It enjoys it there. While this is a great place for the sun to find a sense of freedom and self-expression, why do you feel like you can't really fully enjoy yourself? Are you hiding? Do you feel like do you feel like the way you want to enjoy yourself or the way you want to express yourself, you can't really tell anyone? You can't really tell everybody? So this month there will be a focus on your transparency and how you plan to live your life. It's going to be based on how you've portrayed and who you fully and really are, and how that can conflict. Now, with retrogrades in your sign, be prepared to have a loved one come to you in confidence, if with some sort of secret, something hidden, in some capacity. And this will give you like a completely different viewpoint on how you help people and how you view people. Pisces is even like with being in this house, since it's the house of your inner child and your children. You might even feel like you have to have like a heart to heart with your children, or your parent might need to have a heart to heart with you. Now, Pisces, it's been 2 years because we've been having this retrograde since last year. Neptune, Saturn in your sign. So how it's been a period of freedom, uncovering gifts, seeing a world where, all the things that I've always think about, like higher learning, mystical, other realms, now everybody's into it, and how now you're coming alive in it. So this could be a season for you where you start a project, where you start a platform, where you want to open up, hey guys, this is what I'm good at, and this is how I want to service. Now, this is also a financial month for you because this is a financial house. Now, you'll be looking at your accounts, your resources, and you'll start new initiatives in this department. But these are the words that come to mind for you, Pisces. Is this mine? Is this for me? And is this worth it? And where do I feel like I can't tell people? Or where do I, especially as a mutable, but a water and earth mutable. These can be spaces that feel guilty with choosing themselves, feel guilty with not always being prepared to help fix other people's lives, be prepared to drop everything for other people's lives. So where now they have to really reflect on that if they really want happiness. And for 2 years, especially since Saturn and Neptune have been together in your sign, it's been reflecting on you. And even with all the Aries energy that we experienced this year, sitting in your second house which exalts you, Venus energy. What do I want? Who am I? Why am I hiding? Where can I start anew? So those themes there, Pisces.
Hello. Thank you so much. I know I'm still glitching, but you guys can hear me. Thank you so much for that, Umi. Before you leave, any last words that you want to say to everyone for just the month of July in general, Cancer season, a little bit of Leo season, but just any guidance that you want to give people for this month?
Guidance, cardinal season. Everything's about finding the pattern, finding the cycle. Right now in a cardinal, water energy. So why we need to take initiative, find direction, stand up to the water themes in our life, the home front, emotions, our fears, where this is a time of reflection, especially things that could be nostalgic, or you have to go into the past, switch some things up to go forward. That's what we're in right now. And how this season is going to be is going to connect to 90 days from now. Libra, 90 days after that, Capricorn, 90 days after that, Aries. That's really what I've been that's what I've been focusing on. If you want to plan accordingly. So if we're in cardinal, next cardinal matters. Also, since we're in the energy of having 2 full moons, Pluto retrograding in one of the signs, Capricorn. This is a political time. As we come into the end of this month, when a lot of the shifts within these areas, the conversations within these areas, guard your heart. It seems since Leo is associated with that heart center, it seems as if when we come into August, we're gonna have to guard our heart. Be careful of things that could even cause you to become distressed in this area. It's important. So right now we're at a historical transit. Pluto is going to retrograde into Capricorn, leave, and go into Aquarius. This is historical. That means since 2008 to now, the collective consciousness, the wording. So what started in 2008 was wrapping up now. So all the first that happened around that time, first women this, first Black this, we're rounding out some more huge firsts. So that's
I wonder what that means for the crisis that happened in 2008 as well.
Facts.
Well, thank you always. Everyone, just give Umi some love, please. I want to see some love down in the chat, some hearts, some fire, everything like that. I know on Instagram, everyone is saying thank you for the guidance. So YouTube, let me just see some love for Umi. Thank you so much for always bringing these insights. Like you said, today is definitely mutable because I haven't gotten my camera to work and we're having technical difficulties, right? At least you guys can hear me, but I know
I see you.
But totally mutable, 100%. So just living the energies in real freaking time. Y'all, if you appreciated this forecast and if you want more of it, please leave a heart, leave a comment down below, and just let me know that y'all appreciate her. Thank you so much for always coming on here every single month and giving us insights, letting us know how you translate the stars, letting us know how you find success and meaning in the stars. And so far, just month after month, seeing the comments that are underneath these videos, it hits with so many people who just find this video on YouTube and they comment and they say month after month that you are speaking facts to them. So it's very interesting. I love the way you translate the stars. I love the way that you make it so easy for us to understand and really see it in our regular life. And I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people, sometimes they're on here, they're like, I don't even know nothing other than my sun sign. And I feel like they still can take something and go away with it. So thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the courage to put your work out there and put your talents out there and put your gifts out there. And I just want you to know you're highly appreciated and you'll always have a space here and you always have a space in our hearts. Cancer season, sappy, let's cry. All right, so y'all, we are about to head out. I just want to remind y'all, it is going to be in the show notes. This for everyone who's listening on on Instagram. The replay is on YouTube. You can find us at Success with the Stars, or just write Sherise Fierce and you'll find us. Everyone who wants the written newsletter, we are going to have one going out in July. I know we promised some shit in the Gemini season, but Cardinal, we really starting this shit this month, okay? So join the Substack, the Success with the Stars newsletter, and you guys can get this directly to your inbox with the dates, as well as what's going on with your favorite healers, astrologers, and all the inside scoop. So thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you, Umi, forever for being here, for starting this. Congratulations once again to our baby. Happy birthday to Success with the Stars. Like I said to everyone, go look at our first video on Success with the Stars. It's on YouTube and it's called Why Your Birth Chart is Key. And it's really our first ever collaboration. So it's gonna be fun, and leave a comment there. So thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you, Umi. If you want to say bye to the people, go ahead.
Bye, everyone. Always love, always gratitude. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this with you guys. Always going to tell you guys how it blows my mind. These confirmations keep me going. I'm going to continue to study. I'm going to continue to go hard in what I do. And I love you guys. I love y'all for real. I love you guys. Thank you, Sherise. Game changer for me. So I see y'all next month. Bye, everybody.
Hello, y'all. We have completed another monthly forecast. Thank y'all for being here. Tonight on the Growth Project, we have a second special guest. She is the love scientist. She's an author, a scientist, and a healer as well. Y'all can find her on Instagram at the Love Scientist. And today we're going to be talking all about feminine energy. We have a divine feminine discussion live that we're doing. So it's our third week, and so far everyone has really loved it. So we're going to be continuing with that tonight at 8:30. So y'all know the drill. You can find us every single week. You can find us every single week, every Thursday here. So that's going to be tonight at 8:30 p.m. EST. We're going to be talking, like I said, all about feminine energy, all about friendships, navigating friendships, female friendships as spiritual women. Last week we talked about our relationships and it was really fun, the conversation. So this week we're picking up relationships, but more platonic, talking about friendships, collaborations, and how we navigate that as spiritual women. We'll also talk about choosing the path of a light worker and embodying feminine energy, as well as talking about what's the difference between dark and light feminine energy, which is something that a lot of people ask. So meet me back here, y'all, in a couple hours, in about 7 hours, and I can't wait to see y'all soon. Thank y'all for joining always, and I am your favorite host. Y'all know I love to bring y'all these exclusives and these entertaining conversations. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Bye, y'all.